The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Table Topics. If you're watching this any other day, it's probably a rerun, but we do air every Wednesday.
Yes.
So there we go. I finally got it with a little coaxing. Carlos, how was the last couple weeks going? I know we both been busy. I know.
Yeah,
sure.
I know. I'm back on the buses. Kids are back to school, so finally we start getting back to normal again. So I'm back at the buses, bringing the kids back to school. They all going to school, which
Good.
It's a big
Good.
difference from last year with this part in school, part in the home. But they all back to school, and I enjoyed my long weekend. I went up to New Hampshire, to my place in New Hampshire, and had a nice long weekend. Took me almost 5 hours to get back because it was raining bad. I left. I wake up in the morning. We went for breakfast. It was raining, and I got to Fall River. Every exit on 93, every exit you have a backup. Yeah. Every exit.
Yeah, no, I know. I've kind of learned, depending on where you have to go in New Hampshire, I get it. But when I have relatives up in western Maine, near the New Hampshire border, I always go 495 to 95, I think it is, to 95, because you go through 93 in Mass, it's ridiculous, because you're hitting every suburb outside of Boston, and it just is a nightmare. So I feel for you.
I mean, it was interesting because going up was not bad. It was coming back, but guess what? It was the holiday. Everybody was returning back from New Hampshire too. So I should knew that. But again, I had nothing else to do. It was coming back home. So I got home about 5 o'clock on the afternoon, which gave me time still to take care of my chickens and my dogs and my fishes and all of that. My wife cannot stay too long away from her chickens and her dogs and all of that. So, but it was nice. It was a good weekend that I have a chance to spend with family again. And those days are coming shorter. We're getting old, so we need to enjoy our family too.
Absolutely.
Well, a couple of things that I would like to talk about on the show today. Number one is the death of the Queen. And you were born in here. You probably have more American history than I do.
All right. The Queen.
The Queen.
Okay.
Yeah, the death of the Queen. I probably going to learn something from you because you were born in here,
you were closer to the UK than we are here.
Yeah, but never went there. Don't know her. But one thing that I'm amazed is the coverage that American is giving to this person. I mean, I don't think I'm surprised even Fox News stopped giving and going after Hillary Clinton to report, live reports from
Scotland, from London.
Scotland, they're all over the place. I think they're covering more the death of the Queen that they cover from an American president. They just shoot them getting into the church and getting out of the church and getting, the Air Force, and it's like a 5-minute reports. But this, it's hours. They spend hours. So do we own them anything? Do you know something that I don't know? Do we own something
I think there's some kind of fascination.
Country?
I think there's some kind of fascination, but you know, what is kind of funny about this, Carlos, is when they do talk about it, right? So the UK has the Commonwealth of Nations, which is like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, to name a few. So it's not enough that you hear an American perspective and the British perspective. Now they go to Canada. Let's go to Canada and see what they're doing. They're part of the Commonwealth. It's like, geez.
Well, guess what? Around the corner, we have French Canadians. No wonder if they're going to report from here. Okay, but that's something that fascinates me is how much the media is covering and giving attention to this. Well, because this lady survived this and she met so many presidents. Well, we have 96-year-olds in Fall River that went through all that stuff.
Yeah,
they survived all that stuff that the Queen did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, I don't.
What the hell are we going?
What
are we doing?
There is a fascination in the U.S. and I don't get it. I mean, yeah, see a few minutes of it. It happened. What I also listen to, if you're listening to, like you said, CNN, Fox, whatever it is, MSNBC, you're not going to be able to get away with this, away from seeing this coverage. You know, so you know it's just on all the time. So I've noticed a couple things. The King Charles now. Basically, they're saying he's done a fantastic job.
Yes.
What I don't
getting in and out of the limo, and you know,
and shaking people's hands.
Shaking people's hands.
I don't.
Fantastic.
You know, I mean, only an idiot could mess that up, right? Getting out of the car and not.
But it's like, and the reports that I watched, you know, she was a human being. She did mistakes too. That people, you know, how did she got away with Princess Diane? You know, refusing to go on to the Commonwealth and say, you know, I feel sorry for my daughter-in-law.
She did eventually.
People had to push her over the cliff to do it.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is an amazing person.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Well, you know what I thought was interesting, though? I did hear this, I think, last night. There was, I guess they were, you know, kind of walking through somewhere. I forgot where it was. And somebody screamed out to Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't really hear what he said, but we know Prince Andrew, there was some involvement with some stuff here in the U.S. And do you know that man was arrested? I was like shocked.
Who?
The guy that yelled out to Prince Andrew, whatever,
yeah?
I don't even know what he said, but they showed the police tackling him and they said he was arrested. And I'm like, I didn't think you could be arrested for yelling out something at someone, you know? So I thought that was kind of strange myself, but they have different rules over there, I guess, you know.
But it's it's even something channels that I never thought that they were actually going to report this stuff, you know, and they're reporting. But I'm in here for the past 35 years, so maybe I missed something on the old days that we have this. You know, maybe did we got money from them?
No, we don't. No, we don't get any money from them. I mean, we kind of separated from them, but yeah, there is just something.
Did we help them in some war?
They've always been our partners in crime, you know, unfortunately. But I don't get it either. And really, to be honest with you, now what is surprising is anybody can go listen to anything they want. Just through the internet. So if people are fascinated, you can go on the BBC, you can go on Sky News. You know, that's why I don't get the coverage. I mean, but this is going to be on for about a week or two.
Oh my God, they're dragging this thing, and the king is king, but don't have the crown yet, so it's going to have to wait a year to get the crown, and to make sure that you don't have disease that's going to kill him before a year, before he becomes king. For sure. Then it's people already saying, you know, he's already walking on his third leg. That he should pass it on to Prince, to the son, and this and that. Well, you know, I mean, they have to follow the in order. It's not like the city councils, you know, that from the last seat you jump into president. It's you have to follow in order, which we were going to have to go there. Right. But. So yeah, I mean that's my view. I understand the you know the responsibility, the Queen Majesty and all of that. I understand all of that. I just don't see how we're probably covering her dad as much her own country.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we probably are. I mean, I think it's going to come to the point where, you know, every time a president dies in the U.S., it's like a federal holiday. And, you know, we see that for a day or two, you know, maybe 3 days tops, but this is going to go on a lot longer. So our own presidents are not.
I wish I knew somebody there to know if, or to ask if one American president dies, if they have this same coverage there.
Oh, no, I don't know if they.
I'm curious now to know if
Well,
maybe that's what we paint back with the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, they have CNN over there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they could get that over there too. I mean, it doesn't have to take all their coverage.
Not all the channels.
Yeah, not every channel over there has to have. You know
because
what I mean?
as soon as the king steps out of the limo, the channels, it's like they have a switch. They go ding 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 ding. So it doesn't matter which channels you move.
Yeah.
It's the king getting out of the limo.
Limousine. Yeah, no, I know. It's amazing, but that's the world we live in. You know.
Oh well. Okay. So. But and another side of the coin too is the way the country is run. That people pretty much live like a king.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
they live like a king,
yeah.
and you know they have everything they want.
Yeah.
They work. Yeah. They work, but what kind of work? It's like
It's a figurehead to a point, but the British people are paying to subsidize them.
Yes.
I think they have to put £1 million or something in, and that's their salary. So, you know, but yeah, I don't, but you know what, let me switch wheels a little bit, because I want to get your opinion of our president spoke in Philadelphia. I think it was last weekend, wasn't it, in Philadelphia? So he got some.
I know you was in Boston a couple of days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago, but he got some criticism because he had 2 Marines behind him, and the background was blood red.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And was that not ominous?
Was
wasn't a little ominous to have the black, and then he was screaming.
Who makes that decision? I don't know.
Well, whoever did needs to be fired, because that was terrible. That just looked that did not look good. Whoever did that needs to be fired. But you have this red background there, red background.
I saw a picture.
And then you had 2 Marines behind, which you're giving a political speech. You should not have the U.S. military behind you when you're giving a political speech. And then what did he say? He said, all our problems are those MAGA Republicans. Okay, that's all our problems. All right, change that language around back to 1942 and just put the name of the people that were you know, taken to concentration camps and killed. That's scary. You know what I mean? So whoever wrote that speech and whoever put that background there, that's not a good look. You know, we want unity, you know what I mean? But you can't put a group in there. You know what I mean? Because that's how we go through history, right? We need to learn through history. Go through history. If you do that and they replace things, I can tell you about Rwanda, the country of Rwanda in Africa, right? You know what they used to say to the people there? They had the Tutsis, and I'm trying to remember the other group, but the Tutsis were one of the ones that really got Hutus. The Tutsis were the minority in Rwanda. And on the radio, they would play, they're like cockroaches. They're all of our problems. The Tutsis are the ones that got us into the situation. We're all in this problem. Then lo and behold, what happens? Somebody shoots down the prime minister's plane, and people go nuts, and they killed almost 1 million Tutsis, their own countrymen. So when people go on, and it's a head of state going on and saying, they're our problem, that's the problem with this country, these people that are extremists, that's not good. So I was very disappointed in seeing that, and with the background, it looked very ominous.
Definitely, the speech was to target the MAGA.
MAGA Republic, which I don't even know what that means, but whatever. But you don't. You're the president of the whole country, Carlos. You don't single out a group. And like I said, change that MAGA Republican to any other group in this country, and see what would happen.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying and what you try to say. What I have to say is I don't know if he read the speech before, because I don't know if he could change anything, or You know, and another thing is with the scene, they prepare for him to speak. I don't think it's his choice. I think that's whoever
I think the
it's
president,
preparing.
president, it's like you or I, if we were president, we say what goes. So what's also interesting is CNN, and I didn't watch CNN. I forgot which channel I was watching because it was on Channel 10 and everything. CNN, they said, kind of made the background turn more to pink than to red. So they noticed that. They noticed it on there, and they fooled around with the colors. So I don't know how people don't know that working there, but it's not a good look.
I mean, this is the same thing as walking in here in the studio, sitting in the studio, and we go live, and now they change the background on us.
Yeah. Well,
you know, it's like we don't have the control.
That's different.
After we on.
But that's different with us. When you're the president of a country, let me tell you, if you did something he didn't like, they're going to tell you, and you're going to be fired. So everything was approved by them or his people.
Are we going to find out consequences of that?
No, never. I'm just saying it's not. You know, we're told we need to be unified as a country, right? And we were told that the last president didn't unify us and created more chaos. It's just to me, it's a very dangerous thing to do. To single out a certain group of people and say they're all our problems.
He created that MAGA revolution, okay? He created that group. That group was not there before he got president. You know, that group that
you're talking about people that supported Trump. So
yes. So he created that, and that it's not just Republicans. That group, it's not just Republicans. You have Democrats that you have Americans that following that
you have
MAGA thing.
Yeah, you have Americans exactly,
and they still around.
Yeah.
They're still around. You don't see a hat out there from any other president after he got out of office. That's it.
So what does that tell you, Carlos?
The MAGA hat's still around, and people still proud and fight for it.
So what does that tell you? If they are not creating any havoc anywhere, why don't we ever say anything about the riots that took place?
And they have a right to use it.
Yeah, but I mean,
they have a right. I mean, I see them around. There's about me.
I don't see them
they
around
have a
here.
right.
I don't see them around
here.
I
see them. I see them. I see them.
Yeah.
I see them. And it's not just that. I went to breakfast. When was Saturday? I went to breakfast.
In Fall River?
In Fall River.
Yeah.
And there was somebody there at the breakfast place, very proud, using a shirt saying that Biden was a moron. He's a moron.
Well,
so who you think, if you flip that on the other side, who you think? It's not a MAGA
No, I don't.
supporter?
No, I don't. I think just some people are not happy. Carlos, we got a report today that we have 8.3 rate of inflation. Okay. Another report came out that Americans spent more on taxes in this country than on food and clothing this year. So
I understand, but what that has to do with the MAGA? MAGA was doing the president. It was people that were supporting the president. Those MAGA hats and shirts and flags, just because they're using flags on their shoes, they're using flags on their socks, that doesn't make him or her more American than me, that I was not born here.
I agree. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that.
But that's what they want to tell me.
No, they're not telling you. They're not trying to tell people that have
I'm
come
an American.
Here. Of course you are.
And I'm a Trump supporter. Okay?
Right,
that's what the MAGA is telling me right now. I don't care what you say. I don't care about your opinion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So,
Carlos, you don't think
have a bad taste in some people's mouth.
You didn't see people when we had Trump in that had F Trump and had flags F Trump and all this.
I'm not saying
it's the same
I'm not saying no, but it's done. It's an era. It's done. We move on.
Well, it's
but
an era
they're still around. They're still around because they still believe that Trump is the president,
but Carlos,
not Joe Biden.
No, people don't believe that. But Carlos, the people that was saying that about Trump, they're not going to say it about Trump anymore. He's not in.
But they say it.
Well,
that's why they all walking around with the MAGA hats and make America.
That's an America. You can do whatever you want in America.
I understand
Just like
that,
I see.
but they're doing they are sending a message.
Well,
if not, they would not be using that.
Let me give you one example, and I know we got something else we're going to go on to. I don't know if we're running out of time, but let me give you an example. During the inauguration, I was in D.C. Working back in 16, working, not this 21, because it's crazy what things are happening. I was on the subway, and there were women, because they had a march there, there were women that had signs with nasty things on there and wearing those stupid hats that to me are whatever, disgusting.
And
they didn't care that kids were there. They didn't care that kids were there.
And I understand, but that was there. Do you see them walking around with those hats now?
They're not going
2 years
to.
after?
They're not going to, because their president is in. The group that they wanted is in. So of course they're not going to walk around with it.
Well, but if they support that, doesn't matter who's in or out.
Well, we see they do.
To me, is this.
Yep.
The way and the attitudes they have when they're using that is more than just, they're just waiting to start a fight. Okay. If you tell them something. Because definitely it's going to be a fight.
And it could be the opposite way, Carlos.
No.
It could be the opposite way. It could be the opposite way.
Just imagine you with that hat, and you want to defend that hat as much that I'm going to tell you, I voted for Biden.
Yeah, Biden, whatever.
Biden.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to hug me and give me kisses?
What do you think happens with people around here that would wear that hat, that people would mess with them? There's more possibility of somebody getting messed with in this area wearing a MAGA hat than somebody not wearing one.
Some areas,
right?
It would be even dangerous to have to use a hat.
Exactly.
You have to be crazy to use a hat.
So we can't say that the people that are wearing that hat are worse than the people that don't. We can't say that. You can't. It goes both ways. I don't.
Yes, I just think that the message they're trying to send is still alive as when the president was elected.
I'm a little tainted. I mean, I'm a little tainted because I don't think anybody, no matter whether it be, Trump or whoever's been in, they're all in there to kind of help themselves. So, you know what I mean? I'm at a different mindset with that. That, you know what I mean? Nobody is totally.
That's independent mindset.
Yeah. Anyway, so you wanted to talk about one last thing.
Our last thing, and then the last few minutes that we have. Tonight's going to be an interesting meeting at City Council. It's like the soap opera.
Yeah.
The soap opera never ends at our City Council, and people are, comparing Pam LeBeau with Cesar.
Oh, that's far-fetched.
That's, that makes no sense because Pam didn't steal anything from government. No. Pam didn't stole people's money and wasted in $1,500 shoes. Yeah. Okay, so what she kind of admitted, what I have a lot of respect for that. Yeah. Okay, is the fact that she did a mistake. Yeah. And she said, yes, I did. I sent it, and it's done. It's nothing I can do. Yeah. You don't have to go look and try to look for the truth. Yeah. I did it. Yeah. So. Just for that fact. And another thing, and that's why this is getting crazy tonight, is because you have somebody that wants to be president of the city council at any cost. Any cost. Even if they have to throw the city of Fall River through hell again. I want to be the president. I have the votes. And I found a lawyer that had a tough pass. And I'm glad that she went through rehabilitation and she got her law
degree.
Law degree, and now she's helping people and everything. But nobody on that city council can throw rocks because they all have glass windows. No one could say I'm the best, and nobody in here would find nothing against me. No one from seat 1 to seat 9 to seat 8. No one has that can say that. What? With that being said, okay, here's the thing. They want to throw her out.
Yeah.
But we have a charter, okay, that according to the mayor, I always follow the charter.
Yeah.
The charter now is helping the president and the charter says if she gets convicted, she gets removed.
Yeah.
So they can throw all the votes they want tonight and throw her out and take the seat out. Guess what? We have a charter.
Yeah.
And the charter says that she is the president until she gets convicted.
Oh, no, I thought that she couldn't be kicked off the council, but they can
they
vote her out of the
They don't want her out. They want the seat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, I think that I thought I heard that they could vote to get her out of the president's seat, but they can't get her off the council.
No, they cannot get her off the council.
So, but I mean, they can vote her out of the presidency. You know what I mean? That's what I thought I had read.
Yes, but the charter says the other way.
So it says you can't do anything no matter what.
You can't do anything.
Well, it'll be interesting then.
When she gets convicted, then automatically, they don't even have to vote it.
Yeah.
Automatically, she's kicked out.
Yeah.
From everything, not just from the seat, but from city council.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it comes again that we jump walls, we create problems that with time they will get resolved. It was just like kicking Will out. I disagreed with it because it was 6 months.
Yeah.
If you don't want him back, don't vote for him in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the same thing with Cesar.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with Cesar. So here comes another case. So that's why it's interesting, and I will be there tonight.
Oh.
And here's the thing. I can look on their eyes.
Yeah.
And I can ask them. And I can tell them for sure, okay, who's the best city council in here. For me, a good city council is the one that takes care of us, give back to the community, and works with the community.
Yeah.
Pam LeBeau, okay, attends all my fundraisers.
Yeah.
Okay, so she knows how to take care of the community and give back to the community.
All right.
Okay, not all the city councils do that.
Yeah.
So as a city council, I think she's doing a good job. Now that she did a mistake, yes, and she will eventually pay for it.
Yeah. And you know what? It's a personal matter. The only thing I want to say is that basically this is one thing I never understood. Okay, so if you're going out with someone and you're cheating or whatever, don't be surprised when that person does the same thing. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing. And then women get mad and they want to. So point of information: if you do something like that, don't call the other, because now that gives the husband's going to try to make up with the wife. Mm-hmm. And this, I'm sure, was.
No,
you know what I mean? So it's like
I'm not defending her. The mistake that she did.
Yeah,
and she admitted that she did it. So here's the thing. That's why a lot of people say, "Oh, but she's guilty." Well, somebody, it's going to be the court that's going to tell us she's guilty.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I'm guilty of so many things.
Yeah.
But until people actually prove that I'm guilty, I'm innocent.
I mean, personally, it'd be something that I wouldn't, myself personally, I probably wouldn't even be there. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I don't want, you just have all that pressure on you as well. But I don't know what her circumstances are. So.
But at the end of the day, that's her decision.
Yep.
That's her decision to leave. Nobody, and by law, can force her out, says the charter.
Yeah, no, that sounds like right information. So with that, chill. Have a good night.
And have a good night. What?
What? No.